The issue on the talk after the race was we got to get all the members to show up on time, and we're going to be starting, I think, at 9 o'clock promptly. I mean, this is F1, and you know, Bernie and Charlie Whiting, no relation to me. You know, they start these races on time, and everybody sets time aside and set up a rule that if you're going to be late, fashionably late, you'll be able to call and let us know. But yeah, everybody is. I'm Central Time Zone, so it's probably not that bad. But people on the East Coast, it's an hour later, and people got to get up and go to work, and we really got to get these things started on time. So if you can't make it, we'll probably have you eventually do a courtesy call, or if you just don't show, if you're not in the room by 10 to or 5 to, and we don't get a call, we're going to start. Okay, at this point, yeah, I'm thinking, who's ahead of me here? Who's ahead of me? And I'm thinking it can't be J Digital. It's got to be a back marker. I thought I saw the gap was bigger than that. Yeah, 6 seconds. Although it feels good. Okay, then it's Marco, and I'm thinking, okay. The first thing I'm thinking here is, okay, Marco, don't go racing with me, okay? If you're, and I think I yelled all over the microphone, are you racing for position? And I didn't see his name in front of me or behind me. So my feeling was, you know, yeah, we don't need the back markers to get racy with the people that are in position. So as something that I was practicing last week at Monaco when I was off the back, I didn't want to get in anybody's way. So I think myself and Copper were driving more out of our rearview mirrors than we were out of our front of our visors. But yeah, at this point I'm thinking to myself, don't worry about the guy, just drive away from him. The fact that he's having problems, although I was trying some different cars this week, and I felt that some of the other cars other than the Red Bull seemed to have a better feeling around the track in a little quicker time. Although I meant to ask the members here if that setting of all cars being equal really matters. I noticed when I got to the league, nobody was in Red Bull, so I'm just wondering if Red Bulls are slower vehicles, or maybe they just don't drive as well. And I still have to. My grandson actually was trying different cars, and he thought some of the cars were actually faster or had a better turn-in or handled better with the same setup. So I'm not really sure how everybody decided what car they're in, if these cars are really equal. But of course, the guy that's winning is in a Sauber, so you know, maybe there's not a difference, right? Of course, I'm always a McLaren guy myself, but I guess that seat's taken. So yeah, maybe we'll have to have. I don't know how we're going to do that. I'd rather be in a McLaren than a Red Bull, but I always like the McLaren team myself. Okay, so at this point here, okay, there we go. I passed my pit in, and at this point I'm watching Disco. I'm thinking to myself, just a handful of laps left. About 7 laps left, and I'm 8 seconds ahead of Disco. So at this point I'm thinking to myself, why don't we, we're going to have to pit on this lap. It was 8. I think it was 8, and it was 10, so he must have bobbled there. Now this must be Joel here. Now this is where I count out, I shut out. And I by the way, last week when we were watching Monaco, I think Copperplate had said something that he had hit me, and I'm not sure if that was him or Joel at the end, but I kind of made some smart aleck comment to Joel. So if that wasn't you, Joel, I apologize. If it was, then no harm, no foul. But ultimately, I'm shouting out on the microphone right here saying, Joel, wait for the straightaway. I don't want to have any problems. I think the blue flag comes on here. If it's not this lap, I think it's the closing laps. But I think right within closing laps here. Yeah, see, at this point, Disco is 12 seconds back, so I realized he had some problems. So I'm going to take my pit stop here, realizing that he is probably going to take one more. And if he's not, if he's ahead of me here and he's not going to take one, his tires aren't going to be very good. Because I'm on prime tires, and the tires were wearing down a little bit. So at this point, I'm in 6th as these guys pass me. I slip down to 7th. And John Robb is there. And I realize I could probably get out in front of John Robb, but I don't know what's happening here. Yeah, so then I realized John Robb is 16 seconds back. So he is off the back, in other words, and at this point I just have to chase down Disco here, and yeah, 1.4 seconds. So that's what 1.4 seconds look like to Disco. So at this point I'm thinking, well, okay, if he's going to stay on these tires, then I'm just going to chase him down, and I know he's had a couple mistakes already, so my feeling is, you know how it is, once you have driver error early part of the race, sometimes it's hard to even be more consistent at the end of the race. So a little wide right here, cost myself a couple seconds. Excuse me. Now I'm thinking if all goes well, he should be pulling in on this lap here. If not this lap, the second lap. And if he stays out with these 2 laps, that means he's trying to take the finish. So if he doesn't pull in right here, then that means it's going to be a dogfight. And he does pull in. And at this point, I think I realize I can wrap up 6th. And I think I see J Digital. Did I see him one more time? I thought I saw him one more time here. He got a little sloppy, and then I thought maybe I can end up getting, I mean, I think for a second I thought I can get 5th, but that was wishful thinking, right, Jay? Yeah, 23 seconds, and I realize, yeah, I think I'm thinking that to myself, and I see 23 seconds now to J Digital, and I realize, well, that's over, so 5th is gone. I can do it unless he has a major accident. Although I think it's interesting, after the race, we talk in the mumble, and the guys reveal what they did for strategies, and it makes you wonder if you. Although I felt when I set the strategy, I didn't set it up; it was the default strategy. But you see, every pit stop I had, I came out in primes, and that wasn't really the fastest. And maybe that's probably the reason why I didn't get those faster lap times. I don't know. Although I think Joe was actually doing 108s on prime, so that's probably not a fair statement. But I mean, even if you're the same driver driving the same laps, I mean, the options should be a little quicker, right? Maybe by a couple tenths. Okay, at this point, 23 seconds. Good gap as far as the person ahead of me. I'm not sure who that is. Unless that is. And of course, I want to note no contact with Phil at all. So I'm not sure what problem Phil had, but it wasn't me, not according to this video. Although maybe we'll make a video of the first start in the first 6 laps. There's some good passing going on right from the start. Yeah, a little disappointed that we didn't get a standing start here, that we did this this formation lap. Okay, so Disco is 10.3. Watch that time here. So at this point, I'm thinking 4 more laps. He's not going to catch me unless I make a mistake. Of course, as I put the left wheel over the grass there, that's not good. Almost clipped the wall there. You know, just when I start thinking about not making a mistake, you end up making a mistake, right? So you have to stay calm here. Keep your head on. Okay, there's the mistake right here. So did somebody drive off there? Yeah, that was Joel. That was Joel's fast lap. So at this point, he's behind me, and I realize I have to keep on pace here. So I'm in the microphone saying, Joel, do not pass me to the straightaway, please, because I realize, and I see somebody behind him, and I don't know if that's Disco or not, because I had to slow up there, and Disco closed on me. And at this point, I thought, are these guys working me over? That's what I thought. I thought, these guys on the same team? Was this done on purpose? I wasn't sure. So at this point, I'm thinking, okay, is this Disco behind me, or is this Joel? What I don't like about this game, it doesn't show me who's actually behind me, right? But at this point, I'm thinking to myself, I have 32, 3, 4, 5. I got 3+ laps to go. Is it 3 laps? And I kept thinking to myself, are these guys working me over? Did he do that on purpose? Although I don't recall. Yeah, so I think I passed him at this point. I kept thinking that to myself. Why would I be coming up on Joel? That makes sense to me. Usually he comes up on me, right? So then it's 7.5 seconds. No, he came around and you did a pit stop, right, Joel? And then you just came out, and then you came out ahead of me, and you had a mistake, and I just got you. Okay, so here it is. Here's the blue flag, and I'm on the microphone saying, Do not pass me to the straightaway, please. I just didn't want to take a chance, and I realized he had nobody pressing him, so there was no really advantage other than maybe a fast lap time. But and of course I still don't know who punted me in Monaco. I think it might have been you, Joe, right? But I heard a sorry after I got turned around. So at this point, you're probably a little more courteous, so that's good. Always good for the fast guys to be courteous instead of pulling a Schumacher or a Rubens, right? So Joe just walks by me like I'm standing still, and then at this point I'm just thinking, okay, follow this guy. See if I can pick up some good pointers. Of course, you know what's funny is when you start doing this, you start watching his line, and you forget to watch your line. He got a little, and you know, so then I realize, hey, don't throw it away here. Worry about your line. I do that sometimes. I try to drive ahead of the car that's ahead of me. Probably not at this distance, but when the car gets just a couple car lengths ahead, you start looking at when he turns in versus when you need to turn in. Yeah, 6.9 seconds. Of course, we know 1 second is a lifetime. 6 seconds is 6 lifetimes, so I feel pretty comfortable here. At this point, I'm thinking about the mistakes that Disco made. Disco's thinking about the mistakes Disco made, right, Disco? And we just have to kind of deal with the hand we were dealt here at this point. But overall, it was a good race. I think it's always interesting when you're playing a high-speed game of chess here, and you really, whether you're the front guys or the middle pack or the end guys, you're always racing somebody, and as long as you keep it, I think I end it right here now. Yeah, 34, so it was a lap down, yeah. So there's a result, although Disco did have a faster lap. He outqualified me, and of course he had a little faster lap here. Quite a bit faster, almost a second faster. And I'm just wondering if that was because of the tires, I don't know. Pink Tank second. Mughal had a good race. I think at one point Mughal was up second, or challenging for second, I should say, and I think he had a spinner. But 109, 176 for Joel. Look at Mughal's at 109.5. Next fastest was Wolfman, 10.3 at 10.1. Pink Tank had a 10.6. TW or Whit Todd here at 11.1. That's a live timing. We'll go back and look at the finishing order here. But that is it here in about 42 minutes. So there's your order. Joel, Pink Tank, Mughal, Wolfman, J Digital, Whit Todd. Yeah, 111.8. Not bad considering I wasn't the fastest guy on the track, or one of the slowest guys on the track, but it's all about position. So picked up 8 points, so I was pretty satisfied. So that's a wrap here on this 15th day of November, 2011. Of course, we'll post this video on the YouTube channel. Try to post it on the new forum. The forum's looking good. So again, yeah, I'm not sure what happened to Phil there, but as you can see, I didn't have any contact with Phil, so I'll make another video on maybe on that first start, just for kicks, just to see what happened there, because maybe that's where I hit him. I don't know. And maybe he got confused between the first race and last race. But if I do hit anybody, I apologize ahead of time. So don't mean to do that. Okay, so that's a wrap, everybody. Until next time, thanks for listening as usual, and until next time, take care. Bye.